Hi, I'm Yolanda, and welcome to the second video in 20 reasons to move your body every day for more health and vibrance. Today, I'm going to talk about your hips. So it is completely possible to have healthy hips your whole life long. They don't have to start deteriorating. And the best way to keep your hips healthy is to move them through their whole range of motion. So the hip joint is a ball and socket joint, which means that there is incredible flexibility in there if you use it, right? The problem is in cultures where we sit on chairs most of the time, whether you're driving or working or eating, we sit on chairs, so all we're doing is using that 90-degree range of motion. But our hips were designed to do all of this. They're designed to go back this way and forward and out to the side and roll through all of those ranges easily. And kids can do that. And if we continue to use it like that, to use that joint like that, then we will maintain that flexibility and that strength in our hips too. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do to start improving your range of motion in your hips and to keep your hips more healthy. And healthier hips also mean healthier back, because a lot of times the tension and the tightness in the glutes and in the hips results in tension and tightness in low back. So that's why things like squatting and sitting on the floor are really good, not only for your hips, but for your low back, and then that works its way up your back as well for more health. So one of the first things, the easiest things you can do, is just do gentle hip circles. And you can do that while you're standing at the grocery store, or if you have a sit-stand table or desk at work, you can just move your hips that way and back and forth and around in a circle. And the other thing is the exercise that I just showed you, where you lift your knee up and put your knee out to the side. So these are also just hip circles, one at a time. And of course, start gently, but eventually just push it a little further each time. And your hips might start out clicking. Mine are actually clicking just a tiny bit, but that goes away as you warm up. This exercise is really, really helpful and powerful, and I've seen my own clients have tremendous transformations just by doing this exercise. I mean, it's helped them get rid of sciatica, it's just helped them stay nice and loose and limber and eliminate pain in their low backs as well. And that exercise goes like this. You start sitting on the floor, and I'm supporting myself with my arms and back. Eventually you can just sit up and do this. But you roll your knees over to one side so that this knee is touching this foot. And then you roll your knees over to the other side so that this knee touches this foot. And then you just windshield wiper back and forth. Now you might start out just doing this, okay? Because it might feel really tight in there at first. But eventually you get to doing this, and then eventually you can do it without resting on your hands. And it feels hard at first to keep your balance, but that's your room for improvement. That's where you get better and better. So do this for a minute or two or even 3, and you will see how the range of motion in your hips starts to improve. And lastly, I'd like to encourage everyone to sit on the floor as much as possible. Sitting on the floor has great benefits aside from hip health, but that's one of the main benefits of sitting on the floor. And the thing is, we can't sit there for very long at first in one position, right? So we tend to move around. And as you know, moving around is really healthy too, because you move your lymph every time you move around. That was last week's video. So thank you for joining me again for 20 reasons why you should move your body every day. And I look forward to talking to you next week about more great reasons. Bye-bye.